In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning and happy Sunday. Another edition of In the Know. Joining me in studio, Jen Christenson, Community Event Coordinator for Davis Junction. An exciting week in Davis Junction, right?
Yes, it is.
A big birthday celebration. Now, Davis Junction's been around how many years?
150.
Now, there's a big fancy word for that, and I'm going to put you on the spot right now because it's a big, long word that would get you into the spelling bee. What's the name of the celebration?
If I'm even pronouncing it right, sesquicentennial.
Sesquicentennial. Yeah, see, it's sesquicentennial. It's too many S's and C's in a row that don't belong there. But it's the big 150th birthday party for Davis Junction. And you guys are really going to knock it out of the park this year. And you guys have fun events in town all the time.
Yes.
But this is a special one because the big birthday.
Yes.
So what's going to be happening? What day is it? And what time do things kick off?
It is Saturday. This Saturday, June 14th. We are going to start off at 12 o'clock noon, and it will be the Meridian Youth baseball games will be in the park, and they will have a few of them. And then we also at noon are going to start out with the kids zone, and that's going to go from noon to 4. We are going to have a petting zoo in the kids zone, along with some bouncy houses. One of them is going to be a 35-foot inflatable bouncy house obstacle course.
Wow, that's crazy tall.
And then there's going to be a 15-foot bouncy house. It's a rock climbing wall with the slide to go down the other side. And then there's just going to be a regular bounce house for some of the littles. And then we are also going to have a dunk tank. So those kids can come and throw balls at probably more than likely teenagers.
Yeah.
If they had them for coaches or they just know them or their older siblings.
Yeah.
They can throw balls at the dunk tank. And then also from noon till 8 or 9, we will be having food trucks, craft vendors, and we'll have some non-for-profit booths.
Okay.
And then at 1 o'clock, we're going to have Ogle County is going to have a canine demonstration.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, they bring the dog out and they put the guy in the sleeve. And, you know, it's funny when you watch those canine demonstrations and you see the guy put the sleeve on, that dog is raring to go because he knows he's in for a fun time.
I just don't know if I could do that.
No, it's very easy. The dog just brings you down. There's not a lot of thought involved if you're the sleeve wearer.
And then we are going to we're going to have a stage for music, and we're going to start our bands. From our first band is going to be 1 to 4, and it is going to be Nashville Electric Company.
Okay.
And then our other band will be from 5 to 8, and that is going to be Party Doctors.
Fun. Yeah. So a bunch of music, obviously lots of things for the kids, the petting zoo, police demonstration, and a big 150th birthday party for Davis Junction. Jen, how long has the planning for this been going on?
We started last year. Probably we talked about it, and then we kind of started doing things in the summer, and then really kicked things up in the fall, and really got into motion probably January.
And all the activities are going to be taking place in the park?
Well, they're going to be on the street, which is going to be, most of them are going to be on Lincoln, the corner on Lincoln Street, and then the corner of Elm and the Parkview Drive.
Oh, okay.
Parkview Drive and Elm, because it changes on the other side of Lincoln, but it's going to be kind of right there. We're going to have that whole part blocked off. And then the canine demonstration will be in the park along with the baseball games.
Fun. And baseball games, always good to go that. The food trucks will be there. That'll be a great time. Davis Junction's 150th party happening on June 4th, Saturday. Yeah,
yep,
June 14th. The sesquicentennial, give or take. Boy, that's a tough word to say.
It is.
And you guys are going to wrap it off with something big at the end, right?
We are. And also, I forgot to put in that we are going to be having along with the band, we'll have a beer tent also.
Duh, it's Northern Illinois. Why wouldn't we have a beer tent?
And that is going to be put on by JC's, a local establishment. Yes, and at the end, we are going to wrap it up with a fireworks pyrotechnic ground show.
Okay. So this is, now you say ground show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how is that different?
So normally we have our fireworks are normally shot up way up in the air.
Yeah.
And we worked with the people who are doing this to do something a little bit different. And since it is our birthday, we're like, what can we do? So we are going to do, they're going to be more on the ground, but it's kind of, and it's going to be to music.
Okay.
They're going to do it to music. So this is something that the pyrotechnic people do when they do contests.
Oh,
they go
neat.
and so this is kind of what we're going to do. And we do have a map on our website. And I believe they are putting it out on our Facebook page also to show people where to sit, because you're going to want to be close.
Yeah.
And not back further like we have in the past for our other fireworks.
Yeah,
shows.
not a thing you want to park out in the country for, in a side road.
Or sit at your house in town.
Yeah, you'll hear it though.
Yep, you want to be up and close.
So it'll be a big, it'll be like a birthday cake on the ground, right, with the candles?
Sure, with music and everything.
Davis Junction 150th birthday party. You mentioned the website. What is that website?
www.davisjunction.com.
Wow, that's simple. Glad you guys jumped around that domain name early. Worked out good for you.
Well, I hope there's nobody else out there like us.
There you go. Well, Davis Junction is a fun place to be. June 14th coming up Saturday, the big 150th birthday party. You talked about fireworks, of course. It seems like literally a stone's throw after that. You got the 4th of July fireworks.
Yes, July 3rd.
July 3rd. You guys are going to be going on the 3rd, obviously at dusk. Another big display.
Yes.
What is your tip for the best place to be for the fireworks for the 3rd of July this year?
You can usually see our July 3rd fireworks from many places around town. I do know that a lot of people like to come to the park because it all depends too. But I mean,
get to the park, get there early.
Anywhere around the park is usually a good viewing spot.
Yeah, or if you have friends and family who live in Davis Junction and their backyard's aimed the right direction, camp out there too.
Yes, as long as you don't have any matured trees.
Jen, Community Events Coordinator, with us this morning. Davis Junction, other events happening in the year you guys are cooking up?
Well, right now we are just up to the July 3rd fireworks, and that will be followed by our movie in the park, which will be Moana 2.
Ooh, spoilers. I didn't know that yet. So Moana 2, movie in the park. How does movie in the park work?
If it actually starts right after the fireworks, we usually we turn on the ball field lights so people can leave, and then we do it in the infield of our Diamond 1.
Yeah.
We have a huge a person that comes in, a huge blow-up screen and speakers. And they, we'll start that 10 to 15 minutes after the fireworks. Wow.
So that's going to be a fun kids movie, going to be a late night for those kids. How many kids are asleep by the end of that movie?
You know, there is a lot of kids that are still awake.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when they start to settle down, that's usually when the parents start taking them out.
Yeah.
They usually probably last halfway through or so. I would say 11 o'clock usually is by the time they're pulling them out.
Got to be so much fun to have the kids out there after the big fireworks display, and then the kids get to settle down with the movie and get there on the blankets and everything else. Chairs or blankets are preferred for the movie.
You can bring whatever you want to sit in. I mean,
that's awesome.
People bring their chairs, their blankets.
And that's free?
Yes, it's free to the public.
Absolutely amazing. Davis Junction, again, their big birthday party coming up on Saturday. You got the 3rd of July. The big fireworks bash there, plus the movie in the park. What other things are on the horizon that you guys do throughout the rest of the year?
Well, I haven't started planning the fall stuff yet.
but that's the thing. Right. You guys are always working on busy. The next thing.
Yes,
And you have a pretty active Facebook account. You can find Davis Junction information there, talking about the upcoming events. Let's talk about some of the things happening in Davis Junction. I know a lot of it's still up in the air, but you guys are doing a lot of improvements to that park.
Yes.
It's a long project to get done, but boy, when it does get done, there's a lot of amazing things going to happen there.
Construction on the park is just it's in the future.
Yeah.
Hopefully within the next month, maybe.
Yeah, but it's
we're still working. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys had to do some adjustments with trees and things like that. And of course, plans are all kind of fluid because a lot of this is grant money and things like that. And that's the part where, again, the folks who work in the village of Davis Junction and the folks who represent the village are being good stewards with the money and, of course, with the grant money, trying to get all the pieces together.
Yes.
It's always so, I don't want to say tedious in this process, but when you do something like one of these large-scale projects, the state has rules about how that money has to be spent and how you get those bids. And there's been a lot of back and forth as plans change. But there are exciting things to come.
Yes, there is. It's hard because when we submit for a grant, we have to show them all of our plans, and all of that. And then they tell us, so then we come back, then you have to do what your plans say.
Yeah.
So if they're like, well, we'll give you this much, then we have to try to make stuff work and try to budget and...
Yeah, but you guys have a lot of great green space to work with.
Yes, we do.
And not only that park, you have other parks as well in Davis Junction. If you are like a young family and you're looking for a community to move to, let's talk about what Davis Junction has to offer, because they do have some pretty amazing features there. Not only is it convenient to Rockford in regards to workplaces or some shopping, there's stuff in Davis Junction to see and do as well.
Yeah. I mean, we have our parks, we have our paths that are in our parks, we have our pond that we just completed that project on last summer. We have our basketball courts in the parks, we have the skate park out there, just so many activities for kids to do. We have our youth soccer leagues. They have the junior tackle in the fall that starts up, so they play out there. So there's a lot of people from other communities coming in, and then we have the fields, the 3 diamonds, and, our new construction is to add a 4th out there.
Oh, that'll be great.
To really bring to the surface of what we have to offer people. I mean, so many outdoor activities and...
Davis Junction is a fun, family-friendly, small community, and you guys have a lot of not only just great activities, a lot of teamwork involved in getting things done in that town. Not only that, you got the fire department there. They always have activities going on. A lot of things are happening in that town. And it's also growing too. You guys are expanding a little bit.
We're still, houses are still being built, and it's still
and that's
going.
more than other communities can say.
It is.
And that's the part that's you guys are laying out. There's you guys are doing some stuff where you're adding onto the highway or whatever it is there to get some turn-ins and turnouts and stuff done. And that type of growth isn't happening in a lot of places. Davis Junction is doing a lot of things right in regards to trying to get some of that stuff in.
It's taken us a while, but we're getting there.
Well, and that's the thing, is that nothing happens overnight.
Right.
But what does happen in 6 days is your 150th birthday party.
Correct.
And Davis Junction has changed so much in 150 years. Is there a place to find out more about Davis Junction history by chance?
Our historical society is going to have a booth at this event. So they are going to be running a slideshow of different things and pictures. I believe there's a member that's making a booklet or some type of a book with different things. Yeah. And they were going to be the people to stop out and talk to. And I think they had made up buttons and stuff like that for it. But they're going to have your information more than I can give you. Here's
the big question. Will there be cake? Did nobody bake a cake for this?
Nobody thought about cake.
Well,
that would be a big cake.
You got 6 days to at least make a cake, okay?
I might have to talk to those historical society people because they are going to be selling baked goods.
Oh, that'll be good. Then you could have actually legit Davis Junction birthday cakes.
Yeah.
Jen, Community Events Coordinator with Davis Junction. Big 150th birthday party coming up on Saturday. Events starting around noon, going to that ground fireworks display. Saturday night. Hope you can make it there. Jen, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.